Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a homemade beeswax waterproof leather cure, and also it's a wood polish, so it's pretty versatile. You can use it for quite a few things. The basis of it is the beeswax. We also have, so it is 1 part of liquid beeswax, we've got to melt that. 1 part of gum turpentine and 1 part of the boiled linseed oil, and basically it comes out to a paste sort of formula, which you'll see down the track. You've got to be very careful with this stuff, and I'm going to throw a disclaimer in right now. It is very, very flammable. You do not want to do this over a direct flame. You want to do it, you want to melt your beeswax in a double boiler. All of these elements are flammable, so be very, very careful with it. All right, so to start with, we're going to start with our beeswax. Now this is a piece of beeswax I've had probably for about 3 years. It suffered some discoloration, but it's beeswax. It's gonna last forever. And that's the good part about this. So we're just gonna cut it up just so it's easier to melt, and we'll probably fast forward this bit. All right, there we are, all cut up. Now what I'm going to use for the double boiler is a little Pyrex jug. It's pretty handy because I can put this straight in the boiling water. It's not going to affect the Pyrex, and it also has the measurements on the side, so once it liquefies, I'm going to know exactly how much of the liquid beeswax there is, and so how much of the other liquids I need to add in. All right, let's head over to the stove and we'll get this melting. Okay, there's the beeswax in the water. Now we're just gonna fast forward while it melts down. If the camera ends up fogging up, because I'm down pretty close to the saucepan, then I might end up having to cut that bit out. But the idea now is that we're gonna melt down this beeswax using this double boiler. So we've got a big, nice big heavy saucepan. Heavy base on it, so it's spreading the heat nicely. The beeswax is in the jug, in the water, so it's not exposed to direct flame, therefore containing the danger of a fire, because beeswax itself is flammable once it gets in a liquid form. All right, now let's just fast forward this bit. Alright folks, there it is, 100% liquid. and that has taken about 15 minutes for it to come down. As you can see, I'm using a fairly gentle heat on it. Because of the flammability, I don't want to rush anything. I don't want to have too big a flame or anything like that. So a nice gentle heat to bring it down. So we've got the liquid now. We'll move back across the bench and I will rejoin you then. Okay, we're just going to put that down on that tea towel there, just to protect the bench, just in case anything splashes up. Now I have half a cup of beeswax. So as I said before, it's a 1 to 1 to 1 ratio. So I need to add half a cup of the boiled linseed oil. Now the wax will hold the heat for a while, so we want to add it nice and slowly. We're playing with hot stuff here, so a little bit at a time, just to make sure there's no adverse reactions. You see as that oil goes in, it separates out, and then it comes back into the mixture. This is something you would ideally do outside in a well ventilated area. Chemical fumes are pretty strong for it. They are all natural substances, but yeah, they do have a bit of smell to them. Okay, that's all our linseed. Let's get that incorporated. Okay, so I'll incorporate it. So onto the gum turpentine. Same sort of deal, just a bit at a time. Making sure it doesn't react, letting it dissolve. Keep it moving as you're adding it. And I'm just, whenever I'm stopping, I'm just checking the measurements to see whereabouts we're up to. we go. That's everything incorporated. Now I'm gonna add it to some pre-warmed jars. I don't want to be putting a hot liquid into a cold jar because I don't want it breaking on me and having the hot liquid come out. So I will add it to some pre-warmed jars and I'll bring you back after it's cooled down and I can show you the finished product. Alright, there we are, all finished. These are set up. They could probably still do with a bit more setting time. In cold weather they tend to be a little bit firmer. In summery type weather they tend to be a little bit softer. It is temperature conditional as to how firm the mix is going to be. As I said, summertime here, you know, when you're looking at 35 degrees, which is 100 Fahrenheit, yeah, this stuff does get pretty soft and turn back to liquid. In wintertime, yeah, out in the forge it is pretty hard. So this is it. It's reasonably set up for now, and I will leave one of these inside for my leather work and one will go outside for the forge because I use it out there. So basically we just dip a bit of the paste out, spread it on, and buff it in. You get a bit of speed and heat as you're buffing, and that'll help to drive it into the timber. Generally I use a buffing wheel to put it in because that'll get up the speed and the heat that I need. If you're waterproofing a cloth finish, then in that case you want to get a hairdryer or a heat gun and apply the heat that way. Instead of rubbing it, which isn't going to be as effective on a cloth, bit of heat and that will drive it into the fabric and give you waterproofing on fabric. Okay, there we go. Polish reapplied, beautiful. All right, thank you everyone for joining me. Please hit the like and subscribe. Continue along with the journey with me as I show you new and different things, and thank you very much for your time in watching. Bye.